Okay, guys, so welcome. And today we're tapping into Gulfstream Park today for our handicapping session. It's one of my go-to tracks. I like to handicap. I'm very familiar with the connections, the running styles that go on this track, and I have a pretty nice track record with Gulfstream Park. So, um, if you're not too familiar with handicapping, I will be revealing my picks towards the end of the video. So if you guys just want to skip, this might be a pretty long video. We're going to be handicapping races 2 to 5, because I will be trying to construct a pick 4 ticket today, and like I said, I will reveal that towards the end of the video. But if you're familiar with handicapping, try to stick along, and you might pick up a few things or so. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's dive right into it. Race number 2, we have a claiming 35 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds, or fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races lifetime or which have not run a race since January 9th in 6 months. So basically, this is a $35,000 condition claimer. I'm going a mile on the turf with a class rating of a 102. Okay. So first things first, what I like to do before I start handicapping the actual horses, I like to go into each horse's race record on that particular surface. And I only like betting when the conditions are fast and firm at the racetrack. I don't like betting sloppy or off tracks because the form usually doesn't hold up. So if it's fast and firm, your handicapping is a little bit more accurate. So um, let's go. Number 1, we have the number 1 horse. He's 2 for 13 on the turf. I like betting horses that have a win percentage of over 10% on that particular surface. Because 10% is just a good one. Over 10% is pretty solid to pick a horse that's won more. So right here we see 2 for 13 on the 1. He's a player in here. We got 2 for 12 on the 2. He's a player. The 3 horse is 2 for 9. That's a player. The 4 is 4 for 22. That's a player. 5 horse 0 for 7. We're going to chuck him out of our handicapping for now. The 6 horse is 2 for 13. He's a player. The 7 is 0 for 1. Second time starter on the turf, could be a player, but for right now, we're not going to dive into him. Right now, we're going to look into the 6 horse to start our handicapping. We're going to handicap from the bottom up. I know most people handicap from the top down, but we do things a little different. It's been working, so here we go. Oh. Okay. So here we go. 6 horse being counter. He's ridden by Edgar Zayas, really good jockey here. One of the top jockeys. Carlos Avila, top trainer here. Good connections off bat. As we can see, Edgar Zayas, he rode him the last 2 terms. Once trained by Pletcher, was claimed 2 starts ago for the claiming 16 level. And put him in for protection. And he's coming off an extended layoff. Okay, so let's go to see where this horse won. This horse won on August the 7th for claiming 35. So he's a winner at the level, which we like to play winners at the level. He's going to be competitive. He's a winner for starter allowance. 9 wins to the 2. And he's a winner for $35,000 claimer. So, and he has a second for 16 where he dropped. That was a drop in class that day and was claimed as the favorite. Okay, and the start he had after being claimed, he had trouble shut off, checked into the first turn. Still ran 4, beating 2 1/4 lengths. That's 701, going starter 16. Now this is a little hike up in class, I believe, because he's going back for the $35,000 claimer. But he's coming off of a lengthy layoff, and he's getting spotted in a higher class level. So that's a plus. So this trainer is stepping up in class off of a extended layoff, and he's a winner at this condition already and could possibly show speed. So we're going to keep him in mind. He's a likely player. Let's look at the 4. Coming out of starter, 16 allowance. Let's look at his wins. He's a win for 12. Now one's a 2, 12. Now one's a 3. Starter optional claiming 20. Won 3 races in a row last year. Since then, 2 races off the turf. Got back on the turf. Second, gone starter, 16. Let's look at the allowance, 25. It was on a good track. You can make an excuse. Showed a little bit of speed. Then started 16. Back at that level. He can't seem to break the starter 16 level, even though he has some good seconds. Let's look at this race right here. What happened this day? No visual excuses. Now, this October 24th race is the same race the 6-horse comes out of, where he experienced a lot of trouble, looked like shut off and checked into the first start, ran a 102. This horse had no trouble and came out and ran a solid race, 104 for starter 16. It looked like he had a little trouble. So you know that April 24th race is very live. And the 6 should show more speed than the 4-horse, which is dangerous. We like to bet speed. So see 2 starts ago, 4:16, he was right up on the pace. Not really looking at these allowance 25. These are tough races. Show speed. Okay. So facing off one another, the 6 is better than the 4. Then we're going to dive into the 3. This is another one of our players after we check the records. So driven by Carlos David. Trained by Carlos David. Written by Misael Jaramillo. Good connections right here. This is your speed horse. Look like he's going to be on the lead with Jaramillo. He's an aggressive rider. Let's see. His last win came for 25,000. Now winners are 2. With the addition of blankers right here. And since then, he's run for a state bred 16, allowance 25, where he's been competitive. Starter 50 shows speed. Starter 25 shows speed. He's showing speed almost in every race, which is dangerous. On the weekends, speed usually holds. So we're going to keep him in mind. Number 3 is our speed horse. Here we go over to 2. He's coming off an extended layoff. Where his last form, though, was a winner as a restricted 3-year-old in a stakes race. He doesn't look like he's going to show speed in this race. Ridden by Carlos Lugo, he can ride a long shot. But let's see what happened after his 3-year-old campaign. Needed more. Tired, no impact. And these are tough races. Extended layoffs. Coming in last. His form is really out of there. And coming off an extended layoff and new connections. And actually, he dropped for the 32,000. Now that was a 5 furlong sprint. Probably didn't belong in that race. Didn't show any speed. So right now, this horse doesn't look like he's too much of a factor. Shouldn't show speed. Should be kind of far back. His form is literally off an extended layoff. And has not won in the last 2 years. Hasn't, hit the board in 2 years. Don't really like him at 10-1. Should be an overlay. If he goes below 10-1, he's definitely not a play. The 1 horse was another player we went through, written by Luca Panici, Dennis Ward. Solid connections, not the best. Actually, they've never had a start together, but Luca Panici is a veteran rider. So his one came for claiming 16. Now winners are 2. He stalked 3 wide, took charge. Then he started late for first level allowance and went in for allowance 25, where he shows speed, but his numbers are not there. His numbers are not even reaching the 90s. So this horse may be up against it. May not have the class level. It may not be fast enough to go with these horses. Like I said, his only win, as we can see, came for 16,000, and his maiden victory, of course. Um, let's see what happened last year. Does he have any back class? He lost to Senseless Drama, who's in here is going to show more speed than him, more likely. Pace, tired. He weakened, stalked 3 wide, took charge. Okay, so what we're looking for in this race, we're looking for a little bit of speed, and who could finish at this level. Right now, we're seeing, if we go back to the 6, well, actually, let's dive into the 7 right now. Oh, this is a winner at the level. It was a good track. It was 16,000. He does have a second. He's very competitive at this level. Very, very competitive. Even though he sprinted for 35,000, 6 furlongs. He ran second. Then he ran a second for 35,000. Okay. He doesn't sport blinkers, so this is a solid horse. Was claimed in his first career start out at a Pletcher born for Mike Maker. Was driven by good connections. Done early. Lionel Reyes just won with him. Extended layoff. We like betting horses off extended layoffs. Stepping up in class. Okay, so far we have the 6 and the 7 who's won at the condition and the level. He's a winner for 35, 9 wins a 3. He's a winner for 32, 35, 9 wins a 2. Now this horse should show a little bit of speed as he did last time out. He will be stalking. Shouldn't be on the pace, but should be stalking. Off an extended layoff. He's a must use for me. And he's second time on the firm turf, even though he doesn't have a win. Second time should improve. And his 1 second does come on a firm turf for 35,000. He's going to be tough today. Off an extended layoff with no blinkers, winner at the level. Shush, tactical. 6 horse, similar running style. His numbers are a little bit better than the 7, so we would like to include him. Because he's also a winner at the distance and experienced trouble last time. Second time, Carlos Avila. Second time, third time, Edgar Zayas. He sticks with this horse. He should be a player. The 5 horse who we neglected in our handicapping because he's not a winner on a firm turf course. He's won on a slop going a 1-turn mile. He didn't show much speed on a mile on a turf. Looking at his mile turfs, he's a winner going a 7.5, 25, allowance 25. Ease. Let's look at this race right here, 62,000. He was just outrun. Came in for 35. Now he does draw Sammy Camacho. This is a good jockey. But I'm not showing or seeing any speed from this horse, and I do not believe he has the class to close or the form. He's not really fit, coming 5th, beating 6 3/4 of a length out of a sprint race. I don't know if he's going to be fit today to run with these. So right now we're looking at the 6, 7 as must uses. The 4 horse, he does have the fastest speed number last time out, at 5-2. But that number was out of the common race with the 6 horse, who I believe is going to run much better. This horse is not going to be a pace setter, so let's dive into the 3. Like I said, a 3 horse. He looks like the speed of the speed. He's making a little bit of jump up in class, which is, plus a trainer think he's, strong enough to run with these horses, even though he came fourth beaten 4 1/4 lengths last time out at a softer level possibly, started 25 to $35,000. But he's going to show speed. He's shown the ability to show speed at multiple levels, at the 25, at the 50, 25, 16. So with Michel Harmia, Carlos David, um, I'm include him on a ticket because of the speed factor. Now, the two we're not going to use. His form is Leary, extended layoff, on a step up, new connections. He's going to need a race, most likely. The one horse, not enough class to run with these horses. Only winning for claim in 16. Now one is a 2. Last time out, beaten fifth. A fifth beaten 7 links. For allowance 25. I don't think that fits here. Even though he should show a little bit of speed, I don't think he's going to be good enough to hang around with these horses. So we're looking for the 3 to be the pace setter and the 6 and the 7 to stalk. Now the 4 is going to be a stalker as well. I just cannot, at 5-2, this is your morning line favorite. I don't believe he should be the morning line favorite, even though he ran the fastest race last time out. At 17-1, I just see the 6 running better than him because of this race on October the 24th, where the 4 had no visual excuses. Now the 6 was first starting the Carlos Avila barn, first, experienced the trouble shut off, checked into the first turn, and now he's coming off an extended layoff off a class height. I love extended layoffs. Fresh horses, the trainers are getting them ready. So yeah, right now we're going to keep the 4 in mind, but the 6 must use. The 7, we're going to use him because he doesn't sport blinkers. This is a good horse. By Tappet from the Dam, Declaration of War, Sire. This is a really good horse. I'm going to make the 7 possibly my top pick. Actually, I'm going to make the 6 my top pick in this one because I just love these connections right here. Zayas and Carlos Avila. But this horse was beaten by a senseless drama on December the 6th. Something must have went wrong that day. Extended layoff, came back at the level. Didn't really run too well, but was claimed out of that next one. So, okay. And we're going to take a bet against the 4, like we said. Wow, can't just take a short price on this horse. Last time out, this horse, he hasn't won since, starter optional 20, and he's been 6-1, 4-1, 9-1, 17-1, 12-1, 6-1, 17-1. So I just cannot take the short price on him today. So how the race is going to play out after we just did all that, I believe the 3 horse will get the lead. Looks like he'll be out there on his own. We're looking for the 6 to sport a little stalkish speed, as well as the 7 to stay in there. Might get a little, pace pressure from the 1 from the rail. That's fine if he goes with the 3, because I believe the 6 and the 7 are going to get the best trips. If they could get the jump on the 4, it should run very well. The 5 horse, I'm not really too worried about the horse. He doesn't have a win on the surface as a 4-year-old. Form is very leery. I can't bet him today. 7, got a bet. 6, got a bet. And the 3 with the speed factor. Speed is dangerous. Okay, so that was race number 2. I know I went a little quick on that one. Um, and I was spitting some terminology you guys probably don't know, but just bear with me, I promise, and we're gonna get through this. So uh, let's see. We're going on to race 3. This is a mile on the dirt, optional claiming, 12.5 for state bred, which should never want to race other than maiden claiming or starter. Okay, so this is a first level allowance state bred. First level allowance state bred company, mile on the dirt. Now, Gulfstream Park, if you know, it's not your typical 2-turn mile racetrack. It's one of the few that have it's a 1-turn mile, so it's basically a sprint race if you're handicapping it that way. So just keep that in mind when handicapping Gulfstream. They're 1-mile dirts or 1-mile sprints. So as we always do, we go to the records and see where our players are at. The 1 horse is 3 for 10 on a fast main track. This horse is 1 for 2. Horse is 1 for 4. This horse is 1 for 6. Horse is 1 for 3. 1 for 2. Ooh, 1 for 7. Okay, he gets in there. And this is a bad one. 1 for 16. We're not gonna look at you. So Majestic Lunar, mile on the dirt, number 12.5 state bred for 93. Okay, last race he won. I actually believe I played this horse last time. I did. I remember playing this horse last time out. He had drew a nice second with a little bit of trouble and was an overlay that next time out. Now, can he duplicate that effort? That day, I did realize that the track was towards closers. I don't think that's really going to hold up. It was a little wetness in the ground maybe that day. Gulfstream Park is a speed favoring racetrack, so he's stepping up in class, coming out of a pretty weak $8,000 non-winners in 6 months. So he's going to have to step it up today and come from off of it. Side note, he's been at this level before with the Bug Boy. He clipped at 73 to 1. So that day compared to this day, I don't see anything, that's going to get him in the winner's circle unless he just steps it up and there's a pace breakdown. But he's faced the $12,000 level and has not run competitively against the 12,000. 16,000 state bred wise, he's not running. He's running dead last in these races, almost double digit length look. So he's stepping up and is going to be up against it, I believe. So we have the 6, Safi Joseph, really good trainer. He is taking a step down in sometimes the form could be misleading. It says up in class. Oh, I see. A restricted 3-year-old race. That's why he's stepping up. Okay, this is for older. He came 3rd in a restricted 3-year-old first level allowance race. He's a winner for 35,000. Debuting for 2 turns. So he debuted for 2 turns, so he may not show a lot of speed. Creative Cloud. Let's see. Okay, so this horse is taking a step up in class, which you like to see. Is he going to show speed today? Possibly. We want to come back to this one. Let's look at the 5. Juan Alvarado, Edgar Zayas riding this horse. He came second in a restricted 3-0 allowance option of $75,000. That's a tough race. He's a winner, sprinting. He drew off main special weight. Debut, broke in for a state break company. I like Alonzo. Yeah, this is a good one right here. He should show a little bit of speed today. This is a class drop. Even though he's against restricted 3-0s, this is an open $75,000 going against state bred $12,000. This is a class drop. Coming out of June 20th, which I believe is a it was a Sunday. It was coming out of a weekend race, which is live. Okay, we see Edwin Gonzalez does not ride. He's a winner for the 5 and the 6. Let's take a look at where Edwin Gonzalez rides today. Does not have a mount. He may not be riding today. Okay. Let's dive into the 4. Beaten last time out by Creative Cloud. 2 starts back. Was beaten by another horse. But both of those races, he slow break awkward at the start, so you can make a little bit of excuses for him. Amicia Harmia does jump back aboard. Sammy Camacho does not. Only win, though, this is a knock against this horse. Only win that's come. Only one has come as a 2-year-old without blinkers, without Lasix. He's run 4 times with the with blinkers, with Lasix. Best run has come a second, starter optional 50, which is solid. These connections are tough right here. These are good connections. Ralph Nix, Yumisia Harmio, Sports a Bullet workout coming in. But for right now, we're going to leave him off the ticket because we do not like betting horses that have only won in their 2-year-old campaign. He's not won a race as a 3-year-old with blinkers, with Lasix. Even though he has decent form, coming out of trouble, facing a couple of these horses in the last 2 races. I think he's just going to have to improve and show a little bit of something today. But at 4-1, I can't take that chance. Oh, don't start moving slow on me. Alright, let's go to 3. This horse is a winner. That's what I like to see. Winner as a 3-year-old. State bred company, Florida bred. Showed speed that day. Even though he debuted going 2 turns, the cutback angle at Gulfstream Park is tough. It was a little bit of overlay 18-1 that day. Then ran him in a fountain of Ute States. That's a Kentucky Derby path. So he thought highly of this horse. Didn't belong in there. Ran dead last. Next stop out. Restricted 3-year-old, show speed. Last race was a fast race, 98. Is that the fastest last time out? 92. 98, yeah. That's tough. All these 3-year-olds. The 1 and the 2 are not 3-year-olds. Or the 7 and the 8. The 8's not a player. The 7 we already checked out. The 3's looking like a must use. The 3 is a must use. Because as 3-year-olds, we do rely on buyer speed figures, the numbers, to show, because that's 3-year-olds pretty much run to their form on their last race numbers. So yeah, this one should show speed at a similar condition Even though it was restricted 3-year-olds, this was a first level allowance. Today we're facing 3-year-olds and upward, state bred first level allowance or optional 12-5 claiming. Um, yeah, should show good speed today, and that's going to be tough. The 4, as we announced, he's not going to show much speed. Has been trouble at the brake. He's going to be up against it. Going to have to improve. The 5 horse, he did show speed. He may show more speed than the 3, because as I said, this horse debuted going 2 turns. Um, I'm looking for the 3 to stalk, and maybe the 5 to get the lead. Even though last time out, um, he was in the back of the pack. That was just a tough race, I believe. He debuted at 2 turns. He shouldn't show much speed. Um, he's a closer. I remember betting him last time. He's not going to show much speed. We're not even going to dive into the 8 yet. So right now we're looking at the 3 and the 5 as your top players. Now we have the 6. Claim last time out made 20,000. Pretty soft competition. Stepping up today. Let me say Jaramillo does not get a back aboard. He elects to ride the 4, who I don't think has a huge shot. So that makes the 2 even less of it, because why wouldn't Jaramillo get back aboard? You have to follow jockeys sometimes. They want to win too, and they know more than we do. So he's coming out of Bullet. All these are great, but now this horse was entered on July 4th of July to run in a mile on the turf race. Let's check that out and see what kind of conditions that was. Man, this thing could be so slow. Here we go. Race 11. Alright, it was state bred $16,000 option. Okay, so this shows me that this horse probably doesn't have much speed. Being entered in on a mile on the turf, should have finished, but he's gonna be up against it. He's losing his jockey. He's taking a huge step up in class, new connections. Um, was going to enter him July the 4th, which was just not even a week ago. So does he even want to run on a fast going? A lot of question marks with the 2. Can't take him with 10-1. The 1 winner last time out, Carlos David. He's losing Jaramillo. Why is Jaramillo drop the 4? I might have to take another look at the 4, because he's getting off of a lot of mounts that he's won. Let's see. And this horse is actually a winner for the 12-5, not state bred, 9 winners of 2. He did run okay. So I'm seeing at the level right here, he did not run a lick. Don't know what happened that day, but as we can see, when he's facing tougher competition, state bred 62, he's running last. Tough competition. He's not running with the tough competition. And his last wins, on turf for 2-year-olds. That's a while back. So he did win his first start with the Blinkers, 12-5, 9 winners of 2, but did not back that up in his next race. A couple seconds at the 62. That's at the bottom claimers. He's running competitive against bottom claimers, but now he's stretching them out to a mile. May not show as much speed. He was a step slow. He just, you know, he was supposed to win that race off the claim. So Jaramillo, Eggerzias, they're electing to get off of this horse. I probably will too. David Carlos, good trainer, but he's losing his go-to jockeys. The only way I see this horse really winning, he will have to get the lead. All of his career wins are, on or near the lead, but I don't think he's going to have the class or the speed to hang along in the end, especially on a mile. We're going to check the 1 out, the 2 out. We had Love the 3. I have to take another look at the 4. Now, Sammy Camacho, who rode this one last time out, gets aboard, gets off of him too. Don't really like the 4. I really would be chasing the 4 only because of Amicia Jaramillo. He hasn't won since his 2-year-old campaign. We're going to keep him off the ticket for now. We got the 6 with Safi Joseph. This horse is going to have finish. We have to tap back in. Oh, did I miss something? Okay, he's re-entered for this race too. He was entered in for that July 4th race as well, along with the 2 horse. One thing about the cutback angles at Gulfstream Park are very strong. Even though he didn't run that day, he was entered in, and as you can see, a cutback right here from a mile to 6 furlongs, he won 4 lengths. So he's gonna have that fitness edge over this field, I believe. I do like him over the 4. Doesn't sport blinkers. And he's a winner for 3-year-old already and older. It's a step up in class technically, which is a good a good indication that this horse is ready to step up. So I'm gonna go with the 6, the 5, and the 3. As we said before, the 4 horses just form is leery. Has not won since his 2-year-old campaign. Trouble at the gates. He's lost to 2 of these horses in his last 2 races. At 4-1, I'm not gonna be able to take him today. We said the 5 should show speed, good form, good numbers. The 3 and the 5 will have the best numbers in the group. 2 horse up against it, new connections, up in class. Rider jumps off. Gonna have a lot to do, along with the 1 and 2 are similar, both making steps up, both losing their jockeys. They're similar. Almost want to include the 1. Because of the pace factor. Just don't have. I don't think he has the class to go with him, or the number. Yeah, he's losing all his jockeys. This jockey's riding the 3. Jaramillo's jumping off. And now he cannot get past the 9 when there's a 2. He has no trouble. Just second best, just battling, mile rally, mile kick. He's stretching out, but running against open company. Now this is not. He's running against open, so this is technically a little bit of a step down in class. His win percentage is extremely low. Jockeys get off of him. You know that Hard Meal jumps off of him. So I think Hard Meal had his pick in this one. You know, he's not riding the other contenders we're trying to bet, the 5 and the 6, but for some reason he's sticking with the 4, and I'm gonna just have to allow him to beat me if that's the case. Because I mean, I'm not loving the 1, I'm not loving the 2. He's already faced this competition before, has not run a lick. I'll see. I could understand why he jumps off. Um, Same thing, huge class jumper, and he's up against it in weight. These 3-year-olds are giving 5 pounds to them. That's another reason why he probably elects to ride this horse right here. Um, so the second race we're looking at the 3, the 5, and the 6. How is it going to play out? Believe the 3 and the 5, the 1, 3, and the 5. The 1 should try to show speed from the rail. The 3 and the 5 should be right there with him. The 6 looks like he's going to be closing, along with the 7, along with the 8, to be closing. Don't think he has the will to win the 8, even though he throws a look at 8-1. Can't take him. So hopefully the 6 outclose the 7 and the 8, and maybe the 3 and the 5 to get the jump on the 6. Hopefully the 3 and the 5 gets his jump over the 4, because with a good break with the 4, he should lay close. So yeah, hopefully the 1 doesn't stick around too much long. 3 and the 5 right there to pick up the pieces. And then the 5 is, and the 6 is your closer. So that's the 3 we're going with, and today in this race. So far we're 3 deep in the first 2 races, giving ourselves a little opportunity. Sorry, I'm just going back just to, you know, relook at things. But okay, so here we go. We're on to race number 4, and let's go into see if they made any changes so far yet today. They just made a couple changes. Okay, hopefully we're not sloppy. Okay. So today we're fast with a good turf. Typically, if I see this, it's a little discouraging on the turf. But at least we have a fast main track. So the first 2 races, I believe, were on. Oh, the first race was actually on the turf, I remember. So we'll go back and do minor changes if we have to. We're just going to keep that in mind. Oh, and look, that 4 horse that we was worried about in the second race has been scratched. So now that makes our handicapping a whole lot easier. Go with the 3 horses we initially thought. That does dwindle it down to a 6 horse field. We're going to use half of them. The third race, it's crazy. All the horses we were worried about looks like they're I was a little worried about the 4 horse because at least that hurt me up. Why does he scratch Ralph Nix? Is he scared of the 1? You know what? The 1 may be a include. Simple fact that Sammy Camacho jumped off to ride, this one. Um, I'm gonna include him on a ticket only because he does have a pace factor. So in a 7 horse field, we may take 4 horses. And I don't mind doing that because the 1 horse we're adding is 8 to 1. Um, don't mind that. And only because he could be a pace factor. Speed is dangerous. His speed is so dangerous. Okay, so we're gonna 1, 3, 5, 6 that race. Oh, and damn, see the turf, the switch. That makes the 7 extremely live. Extremely live. Only he's a winner on the soft turf. Makes the 6 extremely live. He's a winner on the soft. Um, you know, that makes, I guess, drawing a look for the 5. This horse, I still don't think his form is, gonna let him hold up. He was scratched. This horse has 5 races on the soft, 3 seconds. Solid. Both of these are 0 for 1. Okay. So the soft turf course doesn't switch up our handicapping in the second race. Okay. We've been going at it for a while, y'all. We'll try to finish this one up pretty quick. This is a 2-year-old race. 2-year-old races, man. 5 furlong sprint, meaning 25 claiming. We're looking for straight speed and only speed. And we're going to go through the records to see first-time starters and second-time starters and horses that have ran second. The 1 is a second-time starter. The 3 is a second-time starter. It looks like all the other ones are first-time starters. Okay, so let's look at the 1 and 3. Got a horse that has his head at the start. Draws blinkers off. Bug Boy. Never seen this jockey run before. Seriously. Lucky Batha. Okay. Gets a 10-pound weight break. It's a fairly new apprentice jockey. Debuted on June the 25th, which is a Friday. So almost 2 weeks ago. In the slop. I probably wouldn't have played that day, so I wouldn't have played him in general. And judging off that race, hesitated to start. Don't like to see that. I got to see something else for me to bet him. Looking at the 1, he ran dead last on June the 12th, which was a Saturday. March, April. I'm looking at the work tabs right now. I probably wouldn't have bet that horse first time out because of the lack of bullet workouts. Coming out of that race, he did run 104, which is slow. But he should show speed. Second time starters are dangerous. Always got to bet him. So he's going to be included on the ticket. Now let's go down. Let's see. Right here. This is our first time starter. We're going to handicap. Driven by Sammy Camacho. Good jockey. Solid trainer. Let's look at his stats. You have to look at the trainer stats in 2-year-old races. It's very important. Oh, it's a dirt race. Sorry guys, my computer's a little slow. Alright. Wow. We have a track record with 2-year-olds. See, 60 for 500, 12% win, but he can get one to win. First time starter, same thing. 28 for 330. He can get one to win. Let's look at the workouts. We like betting. First off, really don't like betting first time starters and for the tag. Because if the trainer thought they was touted highly, they will have them in for main special weight, protect the first time out. Second, I like to bet first time starters that have bullet workouts. This one does not support a bullet workout. For right now, he does not get my bet. Angel Rodriguez. Let's check out the jockey, the trainer. Okay, on the dirt. And for 2-year-olds, let's see what the stats are looking like. I don't know why these ads be coming. This be the weirdest thing. So he's 25 for 187. 2-year-olds. First time starters, pretty good 1%. 13%, 9 for 69. He could get one to win. You want to see a bullet? We do see a bullet May 13th, first out of second. Is it a true bullet workout? You could call it that. He does have a bullet 3 furlong work coming in. We like to see those. He's going to show speed, but he's a Louisiana bred. Going against Florida bred, Kentucky breds. I don't like betting side horses that are bred outside of the state unless it's Kentucky or, because why not run this one for Louisiana bred? I don't know if he fits with this one, with this David Bradley. Immediately I see no bullet workouts, but we'll go check his stats. Always got a stat check, guys. Even I've researched most of these trainers already, but so many of them. Sometimes you just gotta go back and just double check. For 2-year-olds. Okay, his stats are huge, really good for 2-year-olds and first time starters. First time starters, pretty leery. Wow, I'm just going back since 2015. He has only won 1 out of 22 plus 8 is 30, 42, 49, 57. He's 1 for 59 since 2015. I'm gonna keep that in mind. It hasn't won since 2015. 9-2, no bullet workouts. I am checking him out. Luca Panici, Timothy Ham. I'm sorry, guys. I do already know this trainer. I do not have to search his records. I know him off bat. They're pretty strong first time starters and 2-year-olds. Good sire, first time out. Luca Panici. This chest not checkers, y'all. So, uh, let's see. I see a bullet standing out on the page. Bullet workout on June the 9th. Going to include them off bat. Off wrap. Okay, so the four horse, the 1 and the 4 must includes. We're gonna go into the 2. No bullet workouts. Sire is weak. I really don't even have to look up the trainer stats based off of this. So we have our first race where it looks like we can go too deep and be confident with the 1 and the 4. The knock against the 6, he's a Louisiana bred. The knock against the 5, this trainer hasn't won with a first time start in 6 years. Good trainer, good connections, good sire, bullet workout like him. This one, he just hasn't broke. It's a bug boy. Nothing from that first career start is making me want to bet him. I wouldn't have bet him first time out. With that jockey, I'm not betting him today. This one, unknown sire, hasn't won yet. Trainer, looks like it's pretty weak with first time starters. The reason why I go to the other stat line to check, this only showing the last 30 days. Lionel Reyes, he's raced before, maiden special race, taking a drop in class. I do like drop in class, but I don't like immediate after the first start drop in class. But he was purchased for $19,000. This is a $25,000 race. Probably just did not belong with maiden special weight level. Drops him in. Should be more competitive. Should show more speed. This undoubtedly looks like your pace setter. This is a race to lose at 4-1. That's a great price. But we're going to go and include the 4 as well. First time starters are tough. And out of all the first time starters, like he's the better one. The 7 scares me a little bit, but at 3-1, he's a bet against right now. So right now we're 3 deep, 3 deep. We're 3 deep, 4 deep, and 2 deep, and I'll pick for a ticket. And to make it go under 30, the most we can have in the 5th race is 3 horses. And let's see if they made any changes to the 5th race today. Well, oh. Okay. 5th race has no changes. Sucks because it's a turf race. And we have 12 horses. Looks like the only problem is it's a soft round now. So handicapping is a little bit different. We really don't have to go through the records as much, but let's dive into it. So race 5, we got a 5 furlong sprint, 12-5 claimer. 9-1 is a 2-3 overs and upward. 5 furlongs. Once again, we're looking for straight speed, and more speed. This horse is 1 for 7 on the firm, 0 for 1 on the soft. 1 for 3 on the firm, never been on the soft. 0 for 1 on the soft, 1 for 4 on the firm. This horse is terrible. Enough said. Never raced on it. Okay, solid horse. Look at the 6. Come back to the 6. Yeah. All I gotta say about that one. Mm-mm. Not liking that one. No. Okay. Maybe solid. Because he's young. Could improve. So the 6 and the 11. Nah. You guys can see it. So um, we're going to go to 11 and a 6 that looks like they could possibly just, you know, have a shot. Who did I skip? Miss anybody? 4 was terrible. Maybe the 2, maybe the 1. But let's look at the 6 horse off that. Um, Steadied in deep stretch. He ran a second twice at the level. Stalking. Horse has not won since his 2-year-old campaign. Not going to show much speed. I did like him. Not no more. 89. Okay. Yeah. Basically, this horse is don't have enough speed to go with him early. In his last race, he hasn't came since his 2-year-old campaign out of the United States. So this horse is yet to win in the United States. I'm going to chuck him out from right now. Let's go to that 11 horse who we looked at. Claim last time out, gets a jockey upgrade, loses the Bug Boy, gets Egger's. He's a very, very good jockey. He's a winner. He beat a horse last time out in here. Showed good speed. Puts Linkers late 6 on. That's always a plus. Claim for 16. He claimed him for 16. Now he's putting him in for 12.5. It's a step up, but and for a smaller price tag, I don't really like that. For right now, I'm just not gonna look at him. Don't know why he's stepping him down or for a lower price tag. Okay, so let's go back to the horses that have that has a win on a turf at least. Let's look at the 3. He's been losing to the 6 horse, even though he's had a little bit of trouble. He's a winner for 12.5. Besides aboard, showing speed. Just don't like the last 2 races this horse came out of. I don't know if he's going to show that speed. Similar conditions. He just had trouble at the break. Could have more trouble. And he's faced the 6 before. So if you like the 3, you kind of got to play the 6. He's had trouble too. Made a 30th. Oh no. Okay, so this is the race the 3 came out of. And he ran a troubled trip at 5-1. Okay. So both of those they don't seem like they're players. Through had Aqua start with the 2 horse. He's a winner for 16,000. Debut for 50. Work ethic. Yeah, this horse could possibly be a player because he draws Amicia Jaramillo, aggressive rider. Victor Barbosa, good trainer. He's had good jockeys in the past. Luis Saez, Paco Lopez. He won in that championship meet for 3-0s for $16,000. Then stepped him up with an extended layoff on May the 20th, which was a Thursday. A tough Thursday race probably on May the 20th. And he had trouble. facing two other horses that ran in that race. We're gonna go to that one. Okay, the one looks like okay. This horse was a winner for 16. He claimed him for 12, where he showed good speed. We want to bet the speed. Discreet tune. Tired after 6 furlongs. I was on the dirt for starter, so this is a class drop. 2 starts ago, he just ran second for 9-2 off the claim. Carlos David. This is a player must use the 1 horse. Gonna come back to the 2. The 4, we're gonna handicap him rather quick. He doesn't look like he has a shot. Mario Fuentes, I've seen him won 1 race on the turf in my life. Yeah, he beats me. I'll just go back and look and see how he beat me. For the L, horse is won since his 2-year-old. Oh, he's a winner there. He's switching services with the blankers. He gets off. His jockey gets off. That's won with him twice in his career. Even though he gets Miguel Vasquez, which is a jockey upgrade from him, he elects to ride the 3, who he has a 3rd place finish with. He's riding hot, so the 3 might actually be a player in here. I'm gonna go back to the 5 because the 5 was looking like he's dropping in class, switching surfaces. Don't really like that angle on the weekend. Like horses usually stepping up in class on the weekend, not dropping, and he's switching surfaces, and doesn't look like he'll show much speed, even though he showed speed for claiming 20 and starter optional 25, but that was 6 furlongs on the dirt. 5 furlongs on the turf is a different ball game for sprinting. Okay, so we don't see much speed from the 4, obviously 5 or 6. 1, 2, or 3 we're still looking at. We have the 7, speed, dangerous. He ran in that race with the 1. Was claimed out of that race with the 1. Now Edgar Zayas does not get back aboard. Who does Edgar Zayas ride? Edgar Zayas elects to ride that 11 horse. That's right, I remember now. He elects to ride that 11. Don't really like the 11. So that makes the 7 at 7-2 not really a player. He's dropping in class off of a claim. He was the only one claimed that day out of the 1 and the 2, but Edgar Zayas does not get aboard. And Miguel Vasquez is a go-to rider for him. He doesn't get aboard. Miguel Vasquez elects to ride for Rory Miller, a horse that, doesn't look like it has a shot in here at 7-2. The 1 ran better than him that day. He's coming out of a starter. He's just going to show more speed. Yeah, I'm not liking the 7 at 7-2. The 8, we said we wasn't even looking. This horse just has, he's run at this condition once, multiple times, and yeah, he doesn't get my money. Sorry guys if I'm talking low now, and we're getting towards the end, so I'll be revealing my pick for very, very shortly, guys. Just hang with me. The 9 horse, stepping up in class, shouldn't show that much speed with the blinkers. He's going to be tough to get. He's going to have a lot to do off a class hike. Not much speed. We need speed going 5 furlongs. So if he beats me, that's fine. You have the 10 switching surfaces. He adds blinkers, just like Mike. Okay, don't really like the blinkers addition too much, but we don't mind it. He debuted going 2 turns. That right there does not show much speed. Now this horse, he won 16 links. 16 links for 12.5 pounds. But since then, way out and track early. Since then, he hasn't really showed much. 12.5. He ran off. The 8, the 10 is a huge question mark. It's like he could blow this one out, but also he has some pretty bad races. But we can afford to go 3 deep in this one. Now he added blinkers and does support a bullet workout off of that. That's what we do like seeing with the blinkers. And he could show speed. If he shows speed with these blinkers from the outside post, if he could clear them, he's going to be tough. Or if he could lay with the 1 horse. So right now, the 1 and the 10 are must uses, in my opinion. And then we have the 12 horse who ran against just like Mike, didn't run a lick, was trained by Wesley Ward. He ran against that 6 horse and a 3 horse 2 starts back. His only win has come on a synthetic surface for $15,000. This horse has a little bit of a look only, but if I'm gonna bet the 12, I gotta bet the 10. Because this horse did just run against him last time out and wait a way better race. Even though that was on the dirt, neither one of these have run on the turf. So actually, the May 8th race is a good handicapping tool because it was a good track. Similar, this is exactly what we're seeing today. And that day he was bumped too wide, faded, beaten 5, 2 1/4 lengths by Wesley Ward. Wesley Ward's a good trainer. So he lost him for 12, and he put him back up similar level on the dirt. Didn't run a lick with the blinkers. Don't like that. He didn't improve with the blinkers. Switching him back on turf, but he doesn't have a win on turf for me to go to him. So right now he's getting chucked out. The 11, as we said, debuted for main special weight 2 times in a row. Claimed by the Berserker. Stepping up in class. Soul Dancer. Could he show speed? 75. The reason I would bet the 11 because he's 6-1. It's a solid price. He was claimed. Cherry Weinberg got this horse in the running circle with the Bug Boy on the turf. He claimed him off of a maiden special race. This is a pretty solid trainer. Um, the move is questionable. Winning for 16,000, debuting for state bred, main special weight. Now gets entered in for 9 wins or 2. This is a soft spot he finds off a maiden win. Um, I don't mind it. So we're gonna go back to him. We said the 1 and the 10 were must uses. Did Edgar Zayas ride another horse in here? So I'm on the 9 and the 8. Zayas got off of this one. Smoke along, who ran the fastest number last time out. The Edgar Zayas jumped back aboard of this one. I probably would have used the fact Edgar Zayas jumps off of him. I will too. And I'll explain to you guys in my later videos, the reason behind following the jockeys. But yeah, for this one, at 7-2, I'd rather play the 11 at 6-1 with the jockey switch. We said the 6 is up against it. 5 with the surface switch. Don't really know too much. The force is terrible. Now the 2 and the 3 does support. I'm almost willing to bet the 2 over the 11. I'm really not liking the 1 because it looks like he's always having trouble at the start. Crowded, steady at the start, hopped at the start, pinched at the start. Extended layoffs. But is the 3 the only winner at the 12-5 level? Let me see. Well, the 8 is, but he's a terrible. Okay, the 10. The 10 is a winner at the 12-5. So we always want to include a horse that is a winner at the level. Even though you won 12-5, extended layoff, crowded. This horse, okay. The fact, so the side factor with the 3, the fact that he's entered in for 10 and not 12-5 shows me that them races, even though he had trouble, he's I don't know if he still fits with the 12-5 level. He won from maiden, but the fact that he's entering in for 10, throwing him off my handicapping. Extended layoff, you want to see a step up in class, not a step down. Even though he's entered in for 12-5, the trainer is willing to lose him for 10, and only for a 2-pound weight break. Don't really like that. So that leaves the 1, the 2, the 10 is a must use, and the 11. We're deciding to finish out our ticket. Do we want to include the 11 horse off of a main victory, off the claim? Edgar Zayas jumps off of only 1, the 7 horse. That is tough. Okay, so we have 1. Looking for the class jumpers. 11 is a class jumper. The 9 is. That 4 is. We're disregarding the 4. Okay. When you see a field that's a lot of horses that, face down as a 2 before, he's facing 1 time, 4 times, 4 times. He's dropping. He's faced 9 winners or 2 a lot. He's faced once or twice. He's been 9 winners or 2 a lot. He just broke his main, but he lost to Soul Dancer 11, who we're looking at. He's faced it. He hasn't faced the level of competition. So Soul Dancer is a player. Zayas, like I said, he's the deciding factor on this one. He gets off of a horse who I believe was going to show speed off the claim and be tough. We're going to follow Edgar on this one to complete our ticket. So just to recap, we're not really too nervous about the 12 showing much speed. The 11 should show speed. The 10 should show speed. The 9 shouldn't. The 8 shouldn't. The 7, a little nervous about him. He could show speed, but the jockey switch made me get off of him. 6 up against it. 5 is a question mark. The 4, just chuck him out. The 3, the trainer's losing confidence. He hasn't been breaking well. Shouldn't show speed. Now the 2, the 2's numbers are not there. This is for 89 3-0s, right? His best number was a 72 for a restricted $16,000 claim. Extended layoff. It was 9-1 that day against Smoke Alarm. He was even money that day, ran better. He ran better. I just don't think the 2's numbers are there. Even 11 has a better number, 75 as a 3-year-old. Now this is, like I said, this is a soft going. So hopefully form holds up. We got to wish for the best on that. Okay. But we did identify all the speed, and we do know 5 furlong turf sprints. I believe soft or firm ground, you still need speed. So I'm going to take the 3 logical speed horses. Hopefully the 2 doesn't show much speed. Even if he does, don't think he's going to be fast enough to go with them. So the 1, 10, and the 11. With the 7 to show pace, possibly, along with the 2. But those 3 horses, the 1, 10, and 11, should show speed. So to recap the full, and this is it, guys. This is where I will reveal my full pick 4 ticket. So if you didn't skip to the end around this time, or if you made it all the way through, thank you guys for sticking along. But this is what my pick 4 ticket will be and how I see the races playing out. So I'm gonna go through this fairly quickly. So if you skip to the video, you could still understand how the races are going to play out. So race number 2 was a mile on the turf, and we're going to go with the horses 3, 6, and 7. We're expecting speed from the 3 horse. We're expecting speed, tactical speed from the 6 and the 7. I'm expecting a little pace pressure from the 1 as well, but don't have enough class. I don't believe the 1 has enough class to go with the 3, the 6, and the 7. Race number 3, we have a mile on the dirt. There was a scratch in this race that allowed me to include an extra horse. There's a scratch of the 4. We have a 7 horse field now. We're including a 1 horse we're including the 3, we're including the 5, and the 6. And how I see this race playing out, I do expect speed from the rail from the 1. I expect speed from the 3 as well as the 5. Um, that will be a tactical speed of horses, and I'm expecting if race breaks down, the 6 to pick up the pieces and outclose the 7 and the 8, who should be running late as well. I just don't think they'll have enough class to outclose the 6. Um, the 2 is just up against it, coming out of a maiden 20 claimer. Not too worried about the 2. He's losing his jockey as well. So race number 3 is the 1, 3, 5, and 6. Tactical horses, 6 will be closing. Race number 4, we have a 5 furlong sprint for 2-year-olds. This is the race where we have to get out. We have to get out of this race with 2. It's a 7-horse field. We're going to include the second-time starter and the 1, who should show speed off the class drop. Showed a little bit of speed last time out. And we're also going to include the 4, good jockey, good trainer, good connections, bullet workout. As a 2-year-old, you could possibly show more speed. The 2 horse, the 2, 3, the rest of the horses are just feel like up against it, not really bred to win first out. And don't see too many bullet workouts to support them. Any horses that I'm scared of, I'm not too really nervous about any other horse in this race. The 2 sire is not good. The 3 has a bad trainer, jockey. 6 bred in Louisiana. Do not like betting breeders outside of the state. So this race, we're expecting the 1 and the 4 to control things, and hopefully get out of this race with them too. And here we go to the last race, race number 5. It's a 5 furlong sprint, maiden 12-5. This race we narrowed it down to 3 horses. We're going to go with the 1, the 10, and the 11. Expecting speed from all 3 of them. Most likely speed coming from the 1, surely. The 1 should show speed along with the 10, who's adding blinkers, along with the 11, who shows speed in that maiden victory. Going to get a little pressure from the 7, but we're electing to not include the 7 because of the price and the jockey switch. But he should also show speed and could be a little dangerous. So take that in consideration when making your picks as well. But my ticket is going to be a total of $36. As I said, race number 2. Sorry for a full recap of the ticket. The 3, 6, 7, race number 2. Race number 3, we have the 1, 4, 5, and 6. Race number 4, we're going to go with the 1 and the 4. And race number 5, 1, 10, 11, $36 play, guys. I wanted to live stream, Gulfstream today. I do not think I will have the time to do it, but hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys learned a little something if you stuck through the whole thing. And good luck with your bets. Like I said, I'll probably live stream tomorrow or something, Gulfstream Park. But yeah, today hopefully this plays out how I see it playing out. Hopefully the weather holds up as well, and we get some winning bets, guys. Well, that's it for the day. So good luck.